Clash at the Castle Scotland is done, and I've already done a video predicting my top 5 picks to win the 2024 Women's Money in the Bank. So let's break down my top 5 picks to win the Men's Money in the Bank. Starting with number 5, Drew McIntyre. Now, if I was to make this video before Clash at the Castle, Drew would absolutely not be on this list whatsoever. And even after his loss at Clash at the Castle, I still don't think he's gonna win. But he is absolutely a contender, for the sole reason that he wants the World Heavyweight title. And at this point, he's probably willing to do anything in his power to get it. So I could absolutely see him entering the Money in the Bank ladder match, winning the briefcase, and cashing in on either Damian Priest, Gunther, CM Punk, Seth Rollins, whoever holds the title. Again, it's a long shot, because at the end of the day, the Money in the Bank concept is meant to propel someone into stardom, and Drew McIntyre is already a bona fide star. So basically what I'm saying is, he doesn't need it. And even without the World Heavyweight title, he has a bright future ahead of him in 2024, mainly given the amazing feud between him and CM Punk. But you can't rule him out entirely after Clash at the Castle. Alright, coming in at number 4 is going to be Carmelo Hayes. Unlike Drew McIntyre, Carmelo Hayes is the prime example of someone who could really benefit from the Money in the Bank briefcase. He's a recent NXT call-up who is eager to become a main event superstar. And what better way is there to get to that main event status than to win the Money in the Bank briefcase and basically confirm a title reign, or at least a title win, at some point within the next year. I think the Money in the Bank heel gimmick works perfectly with his current character. To me, Carmelo Hayes is a safe choice to win the Money in the Bank, although he's not a very exciting one. Could he do the job and fulfill the role as that heel Money in the Bank winner? Absolutely. But there are a few candidates that just excite me more, and if you're watching WWE programming, it seems that Carmelo Hayes is destined to become LA Knight's first challenger for the US title once LA wins it off of Logan Paul at SummerSlam. Alright, coming in at number 3 is going to be Braun Breaker. To me, this is a no-brainer. He's basically filling that void of the dominant, unleashed animal just wreaking havoc on the entire roster. He's slowly becoming the new Brock Lesnar, and when it comes down to it, Braun will win a title at some point in the future. It's not a question of if, it's a question of when. However, I don't think it's going to happen because I just think it's too early. Braun has a ways to go before he actually wins a title, and to be honest, the first one he'll win is probably going to be the Intercontinental. But at the very least, I would love to see him in the actual ladder match. I think he would do fantastic. Alright, coming in at number 2 is going to be Jey Uso. Similar to Carmelo Hayes, I think Jey Uso winning the Money in the Bank is the safe choice. Jey is a great performer. He has the crowd in the palm of his hand. He puts on solid matches. He can work with anyone from a story perspective. And as of late, he hasn't been doing much. He had this great rise as main event Jey Uso following SummerSlam, but then that momentum was kind of halted for the WrestleMania 40 feud between him and his brother Jimmy. Since then, he hasn't really been doing much from a story or character perspective, so the Money in the Bank win would give him some much needed momentum, and it would cement him as a future champion, because I don't see Jey having a failed cash-in. However, the biggest reason why I don't think this is going to happen is because Triple H is a long-term booker, and when I look at Jey Uso's future storylines from a long-term booking perspective, I think they all involve the bloodline, or more specifically, the new bloodline. So on one hand, him winning the Money in the Bank would give him something to do for the next 6 months to a year, but if at the end of the day the goal is for him to reunite with Jimmy to win the tag team titles, or to go after something like the Intercontinental title, I don't think him winning Money in the Bank is the plan. However, I would not be surprised at all if he wins, because that just means that WWE sees Jey Uso as a perpetual main eventer. But coming in at my number 1 is going to be none other than Finn Balor. I mean, come on. On one hand, I'm just a Finn Balor fan. I want to see him get wins. I want to see him win another title. And on the other hand, I look at the potential storyline between him and Damian Priest and the fall of the Judgment Day. And to me, that is just way too good to pass up. Not only would it replicate what was going on last summer when Finn Balor was trying to win the World Heavyweight title from Seth Rollins and Damian was always screwing it up with the Money in the Bank, now we would get the flip side of it this year where Damian Priest is trying to defend the World Heavyweight title, and maybe Finn Balor screws it up with the Money in the Bank. Beyond that, I would just love to see this fall of the Judgment Day storyline. Liv Morgan is already working on Dominic, and with all of these extenuating circumstances, the Money in the Bank, the World Heavyweight title, Carlito, JD. I can finally see Finn and Damian turning on each other and just having a killer feud that potentially spans months, hopefully leading to a match at WrestleMania. To me, Finn Balor winning the Money in the Bank is just the most exciting choice. I'd be totally fine if any of the 4 previous superstars won, but to me, when it comes down to who do I want to win, it's Finn Balor. Alright, let me know who you want to win the men's Money in the Bank in the comments below. Bye bye.